look as if he's have just come straight away for the Green Brigade.
Aye, we'd have meeting at 6:30, mate.
That's who we are. The best on the planet. Unbelievable.
I love that. It's what I love.
First of all, before we go on tomorrow, we'll just want to say about Greg Taylor, mate. That's why the boys call him Oxo, because he's absolutely different gravy.
Yes, Jason, and we're back with Celtic Unrestricted View. My name's Ryan Clifford, and we're joined by Jason. How we doing, big man? 5-star Celts and Celtic. Well, big man, the first half. Let's just forget about it. Let's focus on the second half. It's a Sunday session with me and you, mate. Non-alcoholic. How you doing, my man?
I'm all right. I'm just going to put my hat on because it's -9 still. But aye, it's all good. Absolutely brilliant, mate. The first half we were shocking, but the second half we do, and aye, we ran away with it in the end. Very, very convincing, very comfortable.
And talking about -9, mate, I think we just need to get the wee emoji up as we always do. It's -9. It's Baltic. That's why we've got the hoodies and the hats on, mate, because it's absolutely freezing.
My heating bill's through the roof. Because I just need to keep myself that warm.
But as I says, mate, it's good to be back on. It's good to celebrate another win. How's your weekend been, mate? Obviously, a bit better now with the Celtic winning.
It was good, mate. Quite a quiet day today. I was out last night with a few friends, but didn't have the wee one this weekend, so that's what my weekend to go and do a bit of that, done a bit of housework that today, and then picked her up and between that I watched the Celtic. But I wasn't, as I say, mate, I wasn't the first 45. We were so off it. I don't know what was going on. It just looked very dead sluggish. You couldn't really do much. I don't think Jota had a good game today, by the way. Thought Jota was very poor. I was screaming to get him off, and then he scores. So, not the first time that's happened to me this year. But mate, I will say this: St Mirren are a very, very good team at home. I think we need to give them a big bit of credit. They're probably one of the only teams in the league that can give us a right good go. Even though we beat them 5-1, do you know what I mean? But I thought the second half we proved what our squad's all about, made the changes, and in the end we got there.
I think obviously, mate, the team lineup was just about the same as was the same as the weekend. Last weekend when we beat Rangers. So I kind of thought the manager was meaning business. No changes, no messing about. A bit of momentum and not the best of starts, but let's be fair. Again, we don't want to sit and moan about referees and VAR, Jason, but I think today was even though, by the way, this is us winning the game, remember? And we're talking about it, it's not that it's because we get beat or anything like that. So, but let's just get right into it, mate. For me, the decision for the penalty, it sets you off right away in a way. Obviously, we won quite comfortable in the end. Like you say, I don't think we were fantastic, even though we won 5-1. Again, that shows probably more about us than anybody else. But a lot of other teams, Jason, in the league would have probably I sat back after that in terms of, right, okay, that's a game plan, just about, right, we need to go, just about done. We need to reset, change our plan, because right away, you can do the 1-0. It is quite hard with a lot of teams, but with us, obviously, we're a different animal, mate, to a lot of teams in this league. But what was your thoughts of the penalty decision, mate? I'll obviously get into my thoughts on it, mate, but what was yours?
It's not a penalty, mate. No way, shape or form is that a penalty. People are going to obviously come. Some people are going to say, that in the rules that it is, but look at the ones that we've not got this year. It's not a penalty, mate. His hands down at his side. It's not moved the direction which he meant to do. The ball hasn't moved direction. The referee never gave it at first. Also, it took them about 10 minutes to actually go back and check it before they actually gave it. But I don't think that's a penalty, mate. If that's a penalty, then the one at Tynecastle is a stone waller, and I still don't know if how that's been given the day, how that wasn't even checked, and it's not a penalty. And I've watched it 3, 4, 5 times, and I'm still not convinced that it's a penalty.
I am being honest with you, Jason. I think it's ridiculous, to be honest with you. I really don't. This new rule that they've put in with the handball, it's totally ruining football. I generally believe football's just about finished, mate. I really do. But again, half it's not the referee's fault because they are gone by the laws of the game. I totally get that, right? But anybody that's played the game knows, well, let's be fair, obviously, if you're going to be a Rangers fan or maybe a St Mirren fan, you're going to go against it because obviously you want us to that points and obviously St Mirren fans want him to win. But in terms of my opinion on the decision, mate, Greg Taylor is in a natural position. His arms are no like he'll be up there like Golson was or other teams of this season where decisions have been quite easy for the ref to give, and some are really. It's because that one for me, like you said, with Golson was easy for the referee to give because his hands are like that. But with Taylor, he's gone to tackle. Like, in a way, he's gone to the ball. The ball's changed direction and he's hurt his arm. So in my opinion, Jason, if that's gave against me, I am going bonkers because what else is he meant to do? Take his arms out? Like, he meant to just chop his arms off? Is that how it's going to go now? Is it going to go the way? Because for me, this is why you're probably seeing left backs and right backs. I mean, you play football yourself. Most guys are now going like this because they're scared to hit the horn. But then if you do that, you're off balance because someone might try to skin you, they might try and cut across you, and you're off balance because you're thinking about the horn ball to do that. So, in my opinion, Jason, it's not a penalty. Fair enough, they went and took the penalty and they scored, but I can see people's arguments because of the way the laws are, but my opinion of a handball, Jason, is see if it's no deliberate, then it shouldn't be given. See if it's generally accidental, like that was, then surely that's when common sense comes in. I know there's a laws of the game, but surely the referee's got to take a bit of common sense, right? It's no a handball. It's no a handball. But the ones that have not just against Celtic, Barry, with there's games in previous weeks with other teams that are blatant handballs and are not been given. So are they just been inconsistently bad, or is it just pure incompetence against Celtic? Because let's be fair, Burnley the one at home against us was disgusting. The one at Tynecastle was in a get against Forest.
Matt O'Reilly, I know.
Matt O'Reilly as well. And then this one that gave against us. I totally get the referee's gone with the law, Jason. I totally get that. But common sense, mate, that is not a penalty. I know other people are going to argue, maybe say it is, but in my opinion, mate, I totally agree with you. It's not a penalty.
It's not a penalty, mate. And people go, aye, but if that was up the other end, you're claiming for it. Probably I'm claiming for it, but then when you look at it, you'll be like that. I mean, look, we got one against Livingston, against Morton, with Ambrose, and it wasn't a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And it's pure, but it's it. And they stood there and I was like, that's not a penalty. There's no way that's a penalty. The ones that should be penalties aren't the penalties, and the ones that aren't the penalties are giving them as penalties.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I can't understand it. It's just, I don't know, mate. I thought we would actually had got past this, but obviously not. It's obviously still there, and there was a few things that happened today that I was like, come on, what's going on here? Like, I think that with Kyogo, I think that's a penalty because he's fouled him on. I'm always under the impression that it's the last, where the last contact's made, and the last contact was made inside the box on Kyogo. So is that not a penalty? See if that is doing the other end, by the way, again, and it's at St Mirren. It's a penalty and it's not getting checked.
I can get that, mate. At the first replay, I wasn't sure, but then when you see it again, if I'm going by you, if the last contact is a foul, that's when the foul ends. Then for me, he's on the line. So by my knowledge of football, I'm assuming that's in the box. If it's on the line, I'm assuming that's in the box. So even McFadden is like, even he wasn't sure about it, and he wasn't sure about the Greg Taylor one as well. He was like,
he didn't think it was a penalty.
No, he was borderline going the penalty for the Greg Taylor one. So
Andy Walker, as much as Andy Walker's get mixed opinions, he was absolutely affronted that was given a penalty. And then you've got obviously Chris Boyd, that's a stone waller. Well, he's going to say that, but mate, something's got to get done about it. Something has to get done about it because it's happening far too often.
But see, the thing is that
it's no benefit. It's not benefiting to other teams. It's benefiting certain teams. It's not benefiting other teams.
But the thing is, for me, I don't think you're going to get better referees. I think there's something obviously underlying with what they're doing in terms of it's the way they're doing the courses or the coaching. I don't know what it is, but this is with technology, by the way, Jason, and they're still getting stuff wrong. This is with technology that's meant to come in to help you, to help the referees. But see, the thing for me is, Jason, right? I totally get that the VR's there to help them, but surely the referee has got the full decision whether or not he's still, in his opinion, that's just to help him. That's not to tell him, by the way, you're wrong. It's to help him to make his mind up. So if he still thinks that that's not a penalty or it is a penalty, then let the referee the game. Doesn't matter if it's against us, if it's Aberdeen, Rangers, whoever it is, even down south, let the referees referee the game. This is just to help them. It's called video assistant for a reason. It's to assist. It's not to referee the games. And that's, Jason, I'm really being honest with you. I'm starting to think the VR is actually refereeing games now. It's totally changing it.
I've been thinking that for a while.
It's totally changing the referees' opinions because surely there's some games where the referees went, right, now bear in mind, the referee for the O1, I know he couldn't see it properly, but he was right in front of it and he wasn't sure. And they went to VR, right? So it worked, right? He wasn't sure and that worked. But there's times this season, mate, not just Celtic games, where the referee's been standing right in front of it, he's gave a decision, and then it's went to the monitor, or he's went, oh, do you know what? I'm changing my mind now. I get that man wrong. But he's blatantly seen it. So he's making a judgment error for his eyes. It's not a judgment error. It's crazy, Jason. I don't understand it. I'm like you. I don't want to sit and talk about it. But when things like this pop up, I think it's going to be talked about again. It's going to be brought up because it's just going to get swept under the carpet. It's just going to be right in the papers, a headline or two, right back to it again. And it can't keep going like that. I don't know what it is. I've not got the brain power to sit and decide what we should be doing better. But whatever it is, Jason, to help these referees get better on the park, no the VAR. The VAR's meant to bring in to help them. But I think something else is going to come in, i.e. to help them refereeing the games, no the technology. Because for me, the actual, what they're doing from grassroots upwards, it's obviously not working because just about every referee's making terrible. But I'm not a referee, but we've played football, you've seen it at games, they're making decisions where, like, just every touch now's a foul. It's so, honestly, I couldn't play football. I'm half of me's glad I'm injured because I'd probably get sent off. And I wasn't cheeky at the referees. It said I was quite relaxed and laid back. But every foul, you're like, that's not a foul. Like, even the day there was ones where the St Mirren guy was batting in, Aaron Boy was touched him, he's fronting the run, and it's a free kick, and I'm thinking, mate, I'm just going to put it there. I genuinely believe in the next 10 to 15 years, mate, I think football will be a non-contact sport. It's getting beyond a joke now.
It's getting beyond a joke, mate, aye, it is. No, I agree, it's... Something's got to change, you know, with the way that I get it. People are actually using the handball thing as a tactic now. Do you know what I mean? Because I've seen it in my nephew's football when I've been doing some of the coaching there, and that's happened on Saturday actually, where he's like that. Try and the other teams wanting to use the handball as a tactic. What? Do you know what I mean? That's under 15s, by the way. Under 15, under 16s. So if it's getting drummed into them at that point, then by the time they get up to a level of if they make it, it's going to be a tactic. Do you know what I mean? Whereas a handball's actually, you can use it to your advantage, mate. And I'll be honest, we were stunning yesterday talking about it, and I'm like, I actually don't know what the handball there is anymore. I'll be totally honest with you. It's like, is it up here? Is it down there? Because when I was 15, 16, a handball was simple. A handball was a handball. There was none of this if it changes direction or if it's interfering with it or if it's in an unnatural position. If it was a handball, it was a handball. I don't know why they've tried to complicate it.
Mm-hmm.
Because quite clearly the referees are only, from what I know, in Scotland. They don't know what they're doing. VAR is, for me, refereeing the games, 100%, mate, refereeing the games. The only referee that I've seen overturn, the only two referees that I've seen overturn a decision so far, and it's been Clancy and Colm, or they've stuck to their decision or whatever. But I mean, that guy today, he was just the same referee that gave the Bernabei handball. So is he saying that that Greg Taylor's and Bernabei's are both the same then? But yet, Connor Goldson and that boy Gray at Hearts, they two don't merit a handball or getting a VAR check. They're mere handballs than anything.
Just going through some of the comments, Jason. I think it's from Jason actually. Hail. Welcome, lads. Hail, mate. Thanks for tuning in. A wee comment from Patrick. Bring on the Jambles. Yes, mate, that's obviously the next big game. We're all looking forward to that. And one as well from Plunge. Once again, Plunge, thanks for tuning in, mate. Evening, boys. What was all the fuss about? 5-star performance. Into the performance, Jason, I think we've spent enough talking about VR. We could obviously talk about it all day long, mate. But obviously, the first half, Jason, second half was brilliant. But you've got to give some bit of feedback on the first half in terms of being negative, because we weren't great. I don't think we were huffing and puffing. Again, we know they're no robots. I know they won last week, but when they do well, you praise them, and when they're not very good, you've still got to give a bit of negative feedback, even though they're doing so well. I thought Jota was, again, I put it on Twitter as well, he was poor, but it was just typical when you see a guy's not doing very good, he pops up with a goal to get you kicked off in the game. But I thought he was poor. He didn't look like a guy that was worth £6 million a day. I thought it was very poor, but sometimes it happens. You can't play well every game, but I don't think he played too well. I thought Kyogo in the first half was posting missing. I think he had 2 touches of the ball, I think they says, which for me, or any Celtic striker, is not good enough. It's not good enough. I don't care what anybody says. They're not going to change my mind on that. People can debate it. That's obviously football's about opinions, but it's not going to change my mind on it. I'll listen to it, but that's embarrassing. I know he's not getting service, Jason, but that's when you go and try and get in about it. That's when you go and make runs to go and get the ball. You might need to go a bit deeper and get the ball to get involved. I know he probably shouldn't need to do that, because obviously the way we play, we should be getting the balls up to him. But when things aren't working, Jason, you need to sometimes find an idea how to work. But I played up front myself. See if things want to go my way, I would go deeper to get the ball and play passes and link up with the play. I would go and put a tackle in. I would do something. Again, Kyogo deserves all the praise and all, Jason, for what he does in terms of goal scoring, running the channels, etc. But I've said it on here before, and a lot of people, I'd like to think, would back me up on it. I've said it. I'm not just saying this because the first half wasn't good today. Kyogo's brilliant. He's technically very good. His movement's amazing, but he's too nice. He doesn't get involved. I know he's not a physical player. I totally get that. But see, sometimes when it comes to a physical battle, he's not strong enough. He doesn't want to get involved. If it's once or twice a day, the St. defender was basically backing into him and he get pushed off the ball. And see, when you're at and you're 1-0 down, that's going to be quicker. You've got to get stronger. You've got to get in about it. I'm going to swear here, you've got to get fucked right in. That's when you've.
You know what else I don't?
That's when you've.
You know what else I don't like? You know what else I don't like? Right, see when Hatate or Kyogo foul a player, they're doing making sure he's all right. Why?
It's just, I know it's their culture. I don't like it myself, Jason, but it's just.
Man, mate, I'm the one. You're not on a pitch to be pals with these people. You're there to win a football, a game of football.
Listen, I agree with you, Jason, but I just think it's obviously part of their culture, sportsmanship in their eyes. It's just, I don't think they'll ever change, mate. We're free Senegalese, we're no picking guys up. That's just, we wanted them to win a game of football, and then after it, we're all pally. But again, people might have different opinions on the performance of the first half, Jason, but I thought we were poor. I didn't think, I know I'm saying they too, but I'm not want to single they to it for being terrible because everybody was poor in the first half.
Aaron Boyd was absolutely atrocious, by the way. That was the worst I've seen Aaron Boyd playing. The first half.
I'm not wanting to criticise him individually, but I'm just pointing out they two because they do get a lot of praise, especially off myself. But when they don't perform, again, we're fans, mate. I know they're no robots, but you expect better. It's probably my only criticism of Kyogo is I think he's too nice. I think this is where, again, people go, oh, Ryan, he's away, forget about him. But that's where guys like Jack and Marcus would ruffle up defenders. Oh, looks that maybe sort of player to ruffle guys up. See after like 30 minutes, I was thinking, get on. Because he looks a bit of a battler. Again, no question his goal scoring ability, Jason, and his touch, his movement, etc. I'm just thought today he was a bit no physical enough.
See, I've said it before. See, like Livingston away, St Mirren away, where it's wee tight grounds and they play like that. That's games for Jack and Marcus, and that they're physical. They get up in the centre half. Kyogo, I would agree with you, but the day it wasn't working for him. And then I thought when he brought O on, the game opened up even more because you're like that. What do we do here? Because he's some size of boy, that, by the way. So he is. I just think that the sort of games, especially Livingston away, you know, Livy are a big side, mate. Do you know what I mean? So you need somebody that's physical, and I think you need that in Europe and all. Sometimes, because games against St Mirren like that, when you go away to St Mirren, they're physical sides. They get in about you. So I would agree with you. I thought, I maybe would have started him today, but listen, I'm not going to sit here and criticise Kyo because you talk goal scorer, he's been brilliant this year, but he isn't physical enough sometimes. But that's what I would say. Listen, the day we were 1-0 down, probably at half time was probably deserved because I thought St Mirren done really well in the first half. I think the sending off changed it, obviously. But I think for me probably should have maybe come on earlier, maybe at half time. But the boy looks a player, to be honest. But I think we'll see a lot more of him next year.
I think it's just our culture, Jason. We're not used to really seeing guys not being physical and kind of just for 90 minutes doing what you can, no consoling guys. I totally get it's our culture. I get it. They're lovely people. That's just the way they are, and I don't think we'll ever change that, mate. But you can't take away his ability, Jason. He's phenomenal. But I just like my strikers to be a wee bit more rough and ready, a bit getting right in about it. But listen, I don't think we're going to change him. I'm not going to change my opinion on the guy for one game, but I have always says I do like my striker to be a bit more physical. Again, obviously Jota didn't have his best of games, but again, this is us saying he's not played well. He was poor. He should have been off at half time, but then he scored a goal. He's still done something to enhance the game. But let's be fair, you can't hide the fact, Jason, that he was no good in the first half. None of the team were, to be honest with you. But we can have off days, we can have off games. But like I say, Jason, we can sit here and praise him at the help when we do well, and when we don't play well, obviously we're not in that position to play for Celtic. We've been not as lucky as they guys, or maybe not as good enough. But as a fan, mate, you pay your money, and I think you're entitled to. When they don't play well, sometimes obviously you give your feelings on it.
No, then they'll take the praise when they're playing well. So when they're not playing well, you need to give them that as well. I think it maybe keeps them a wee bit grounded as well when you say, look, no, this isn't good enough. His hands didn't look happy, mate. You seen that? He was a bit like, this isn't the team that. I don't know if that. Is that not the first time that he's named an unchanged side? So maybe that's what happens when you don't make the changes, because you don't keep people on their toes. They think, well, I'm going to start every week here anyway. Mm-hmm. That's why I think maybe he does the whole rotation thing. I don't know. I could be totally clutching at straws with that, but no, the first half we were horrendous. We were just really passive.
Yeah,
with all the possession, we weren't doing it. We were just passing the ball about, and we weren't getting down the channels right enough. And then the first sort of time in the second half, I thought bringing Leila Bad on was absolutely phenomenal. It could have been Jota or Maeda to go off. I wouldn't have been annoyed with it, but when it went off, obviously he's kept Jota on. It was the right decision because he gets us the goal. But I thought Leila Bada, by the way, that boy is something else for how he plays. But was only put for 45 minutes today and he gets man of the match. He's unbelievable, mate. He was on as soon as he came on with that at half time, and he beat the last defender and put that cross in. I was like, that's us. We'll win this now. Mm-hmm. And he done it. And he sort of he changed the game for us. It was really, really good when he came on, I thought, and thoroughly deserved his man of the match performance.
Obviously talking about we comment as well from Joseph. Hail, boys, what we need to do is score more goals, take all of our most of our chances. It's the only way to shut up opposition goals, some points. Obviously we get 5 goals today, Joseph, so I think the more goals we do score, obviously it will help. In terms of the goal, Jason, the goal difference is, I think we're only a few away. I think size like equal and a few away from what Rangers have actually scored in terms of the goal difference. Your goal difference to their goal or something. It's crazy.
I think after the day we only need to win 8 games.
8 games. It's 11 games left in it. Is that right?
Aye. So providing that they don't drop any points.
And obviously for me, Abada, Jason, I think a guy so young, his stats are very good. I know for me, but bear in mind, I still think he's a bit raw. He is. I still think his decision making can be better. I think he's a bit rash in some of his decision making, but maybe the same with Jota. Like, Jota's still a young guy as well. I know sometimes people are saying but see the thing for me, Jason, I've said it for a long time on this podcast, even when I played football. Wingers are inconsistent at every level. Even guys that play with Real Madrid and Barcelona and PSG, they are inconsistent. They don't always score goals. Obviously, like Mbappe and Neymar, right? But even some guys at the top level, down south, wingers are very inconsistent. Wingers are that's just the way they are. Even at Celtic, James Forrest, sometimes when he 3 or 4 good games and he was missing for 5 games, that was just, for me, it's just wingers, Jason. I don't think you can really criticise them. It's just the way they are. But Abada, mate, I like him. Same with Haskabanovic. Like, they two, any other team would be starting every week, especially in this country. Even maybe down south, down the latter end of the Premier League and maybe Championship teams, they'd be starting every week, mate. So it's a good headache for the manager, but it must be a hard headache, mate, because I'm being honest with you, Jason. I really find it incredible how the manager keeps all these guys happy. I don't think they will be happy because let's be fair, you're part of a winning team. You're obviously, it seems like they're all good pals and they all socialise. But guys like Haskabanovic, if you're only getting 10, 15 minutes here and there, eventually you will think, look, I should be playing. And I think that's when they might be saying, look, when am I getting a chance? But I don't know if these players do that with this manager because maybe they've been told the rules or they're told like your time's coming soon, we're rotating, etc. I don't know that because we obviously know privilege, Jason, to that information. But every player does seem happy. They all seem a bit content. I think they just know that they're going to get game time eventually. But for me, I've said it for kind of day dot when he's not really been playing. Haskabanovic for me is probably too good to be on the bench. So's Abada. So's O'Reilly, but this is where I think I'm going to this point here, Jason. I thought the bench won the game in terms of the subs. Abada came on and O'Reilly came on, and obviously B.O. scored as well. I say B.O. he's massive, but in terms of obviously his age, he's younger than me. So the bench, the strength and depth of the squad, it just shows you that what even the last weekend wasn't going well. Look at the guys you've got on to come on the bench. You had Otto come on last week. You've so much guys that can come on and play strength and depth. Guys from leading on the squad, Bernabe, McCarthy, Forrest, guys leading on the bench who probably could come in and do something. So I think it just shows you, Jason, where we are, and these extra subs definitely helps us big time.
100%. Look at the players that didn't get on today. Turnbull's not got on the last 2 weeks. Ralston's not got on. That big Kobayashi, by the way, who, for what I've seen, has been really good. He can't. He's not getting on. As you said, you've got Forrest not even on the bench. McCarthy not even on the bench. Do you know what I mean? It's frightening. See, when I look at the starting lineup, I look at the bench and off. I'm like, what a bench that is. And it's. I don't believe that all these players will be happy because I think they will eventually want to move. I think the likes of Turnbull and all that must be like, was just sort of main man last year and now he's no. But that's football. But I mean, even the thing is, see, we let the bench and the players that aren't getting on the bench, you could put them out and you'd still win the game comfortably. That's unbelievable. That's amazing. But the bench today was key, and I don't understand. This is why people are getting annoyed about it. Certain pundits get annoyed about it because Celtic can go in and use their bench with a group of 5 subs. You voted for it.
We all know obviously big Chris Boyd. Let's do a wee video clip of him today.
He's raging! He's raging!
He was absolutely raging, wasn't he? Brilliant. Andy Walker. Let's move forward. Talking about Beelan, by the way. I think he must be Beelan. Obviously 1-0, other fans are thinking about, Celtic might slip up. And then at the end of the game, it's this 5-1, 5-star performance, and then they're way back into go and watch Emmerdale. I think the night what's that programme used to go on at night, Jason, a Sunday night? That be Heartbeat, there we go. See, when Heartbeat came on, that's when you knew it was time for school next day, wasn't it? It was horrendous, man.
That's when the depression get even worse.
The Sunday night, aye.
We're just some team, mate. Do you know what I mean? And it's the bench and all that as well is unbelievable, mate. And I don't know. It's go and get your tablet. It's one of those ones, mate. And it's the strength and depth we've got. It's unbelievable. It really is. Then, they were probably all sitting watching it at one each like that. Oh, here we go. I said, their chance to win the title, win a title race here. No, just settle yourselves down. And
aye.
At 3-1, Hoffa Govan must have turned their tellies off.
Aye, no, but I think overall, mate, I do agree with another wee comment here from Mappy. Hope you're well, Mappy. The small pitch isn't winning tactics, so shuts through wingers. The red card gave his room. It was Alistair Johnson's best game. No, I totally agree with that, mate. To be honest with you, I thought it showed you, Jason, as well. I totally agree with what Mappy says in terms of the space we had. You actually seen it more. It just shows you what a red card can do in terms of the space, because I thought that we had so much more room, and that was only one player off the park. So I totally agree with that as well. But Johnson, I thought Johnson was very good, especially defensively. He was going up a bit more in terms of, obviously he's got his goal, so he was up the park a bit more than normal. But again, I think that will come as well with Johnson getting up and down more often the more he plays with this system and under Ange. But
See, you're talking about like Kyogo and that no having the aggression. Alistair Johnston's got the aggression there, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's just something we've been lacking. I think with Ange's team is that maybe not being as aggressive as we should have been. But I think he brings that aggression in that fight that I think he's brilliant, by the way.
No, I agree, mate. It's getting to the stage now, but we're just expecting guys like Johnson now to come in and play, because obviously when he first came in, we weren't sure how he was going to obviously adapt to a new team and obviously a new country. I know he done well in the World Cup, so we weren't really knowing what to expect with him. Obviously we knew he was a decent player for the World Cup, but for me, he's come in and he's kind of fitted like a glove.
No, he's just sort of come in and he's totally bought into it and just all about, and he's totally bought into the Celtic philosophy and how Ange wants to play his game, and it's as if he's been playing with us for years. Do you know what I mean? He's really good, and I thought today he was brilliant. He did. I really did.
A wee comment for JP, mate. Nice to see Johnny's JP. Hail, lads. Our finishers won the game. It's us using the finishers now because of Barry. But like I have mentioned, our firepower is by far litres ahead of the rest. Totally agree, mate. As like me and Jason have just said there, in terms of the firepower off the bench, your guys like came on and scored, Hatzkabanovic, Abada, O'Reilly, even tumbles the bench and you can't get a game now. So I think the firepower we've got is extraordinary in terms of the league, in terms of quality. No other team's going to buy that quality unless Rangers get some sort of owner that's going to come in and splash money, because their fans are expecting to go and spend money. If they go and spend money in the summer, it's money that there's no goal, and they're obviously trying to spend to then recoup in some capacity, either win the league or whatever else. But again, we're going to talk about them. But in terms of finances, mate, we're well ahead. In terms of quality, I think we're well ahead. I just feel, Jason, that obviously it's a wee bit of a period coming up in terms of Hearts on the league, obviously on Wednesday, and Hearts again at the weekend. It's quite a good point for James here as well. The games are coming thick and fast. All players will be used. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
100% agree. I think he'll make a few changes on Wednesday, because I think he'll want to. I think he's got his eye on this Scottish Cup, so I think he might rest a few players for the game on Saturday, because it's the Scottish Cup on Saturday, isn't it? So I think
Sunday, aye.
Sunday, so I think he might rotate a few. And obviously because he's got one eye on this Scottish Cup, because it's on, mate. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to talk about it, but it is on, and he'll want to take it serious enough. So I think he will rest a few players on Wednesday for Sunday, 100%.
Aye, that's a wee comment as well. I think it's from, if I can find it, it's from Patrick. Good to see you, Patrick, mate. Thanks for listening. Can see Ralston starting on Wednesday to keep Hearts on their toes for the Cup game. That's maybe a good point, Jason. Obviously, Ralston's not played in a few weeks. Celtic Park, obviously. I don't think Ralston is fully good enough to be Celtic's right back, but he's able to come in and play and put in a performance, obviously, in the league. So I would say that could be an option, Jason, to, like Patrick says, maybe to keep Johnson's toes as well, not to basically saying to him, listen, I don't think you're playing every game, you still need to get maybe a wee rest here and there, so maybe that could be a shout.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think he'll make make some changes on Wednesday. That one with Ralston isn't actually a bad shout, by the way, because I think he needs to get some game time in him. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe like you seen like Awata or Turnbull getting a wee, and O'Reilly getting a wee run on Wednesday and all. Again, because you want to keep them fresh for Sunday, then it keeps Hearts guessing. They're like, well, what team is he going to put on Wednesday, on Sunday now as well? Do you know what I mean? But I think he will make changes. I think Ralston, I do agree with you. I think if Ralston was going to be number one, he'd have been number one by now. But I think Ralston's quite happy to do that, to play the role he's playing on. He's certainly nowhere near the level that Johnson's on, in my opinion.
No, I think most fans will probably agree with you. They might know, but I think most fans that I've spoke to in terms of the right back situation, I think we all know Ralston is more the backup who can come in and do the job. Let's be fair, what he's done, considering we all thought he was going to be away. We can't let the guy. He's still able to come in and play, but obviously I'm big on trying to get in Europe. I think longer term, you might need somebody maybe to help Johnson in that sense. But listen, he's done a fantastic job, and I think he'll continue to do that under Ange. Maybe a comment as well from JP. From the starting 11 and the outfielders, every one of them have now scored from the club. I think that is right, mate. Yeah. So I think as well, Jason, I think it's 250 goals in 99 games under Ange.
252.
52, sorry. Under Ange, I think 99 games, brilliant stat. Again, it's incredible the amount of goals we're scoring. I think I've seen a wee stat as well. I think we're on track to get, I think, is it 122 goals or something? It's something ridiculous.
Torino's at the top.
I think so. We're close to if we go. I think we're averaging 3.7 or 3 point something goals a game. Averaging, obviously that's not every game, but averaging for what we've done so far. I've never seen a team as rampant as this. I know Rodgers' team were rampant, O'Neill's team were rampant, but the way that we are ending games, even Stephen Robinson says it today, he says once Celtic's movement get into full accord, and obviously you're 10 men down, it's hard to come back for that. At 1-0, the longer the game goes at 1-0 to maybe another team, if they get an early goal, the longer they'll get a bit of positive that it could actually maybe get a victory, or maybe they might sneak a draw. But see, when you get a goal quite early on in the second half, or you get a goal back quick, I think in Scotland, Jason, unless it's an absolute miracle, it's just about going to be a Celtic victory because the team are rampant. They're just totally better quality, Jason, than every other team in Scotland. No,
I would agree with that. We were absolutely ruthless today when we got that goal. When we were absolutely ruthless once we went one each. I don't know if maybe if they'd stayed at 11 men on the pitch would have been different. I think we would have pulled it back anyway. But I totally agree with Stephen Robinson. Once we get into our stride and we get in, I think once you break the seal, that's it. Do you know what I mean? But I think this team is on course to be better than Rodgers' team.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially if they win a treble, then it's fair game really, isn't it? But I suppose I think this team's a lot fitter than what Rodgers' team was.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're fitter, definitely more clinical. But I think we were the day we got the early goal, sort of one-way traffic. I mean, I think in the first half, even in the first half though, our possession was at 83% or something.
That was quite high, very high.
We were still controlling the game, but St Mirren, again, if you actually look at their games previously, they're not a team that keep the ball. They're not they don't have a lot of possession. They just.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Stephen Robinson. I think he's actually done a really good job with him. I think they're a good side.
I in terms of especially at home, Jason, they've done very well. And I think they've actually probably got, I think it's between Livingston, St Mirren and Motherwell, I think they've got the lowest budget. One of the lowest budgets anyway. So they're kind of going above above their stations in terms of maybe getting top six. I think they're sitting fourth or something like that now. They're actually doing very well. So I've always liked Robinson as a manager. I think he's very, very decent. He's done well just about everywhere he's went. But in terms of us, I totally agree with you. I do think that Wednesday might be, again, we'll talk about Wednesday as the week goes on, but I think Hearts might rest players as well, because they'll obviously want to get a good performance at the weekend as well. They want to get through to a cup run as well, so another game in the cup, so, and they want to take a scalp and beating us. So you could see them resting players, because they'll maybe want to put their full strength into getting through to the, because let's be fair, Hearts are probably going to finish third. I know Hibs are starting to clear a wee bit, but you'd like to think Hearts will finish third. They'll want to obviously get to Hampden as well, so they'll obviously want to put most of their eggs in one basket. But I'd imagine, Jason, that they'll be putting a lot more maybe into the weekend's game than they would maybe the Wednesday, but obviously they'll still try and get a scalp at Celtic Park. But onto the game against Hearts, mate, what's your feelings roughly be on the game? Obviously we'll speak about it during the week as we go on. I think we're back on during the week, so but your own opinions, mate, of the game against Hearts. What's your thinking about the game?
I think again, I'd no matter who Ange puts out, I think they'll win the game anyway. I think they'll probably come and they'll try and defend like he usually does and try and sort of sneak it. But I think we should win it. I think I don't see them causing many problems. I think that if he does make the changes, a lot of the boys will be like that. Well, this is our opportunity to try and get a stake in the team. I think that, but I would be very, very surprised if we drop points on Wednesday. Can't really see it. So I think it will be a comfortable victory for us.
Because obviously Hearts have got
Hearts are a good side.
Obviously they've got Shankland, who can get a goal. Snodgrass, again, I think Snodgrass is a brilliant player. Still playing at a very good level. He's, again, I'd took him a few years ago at Celtic. I'd actually loved Snodgrass at Celtic a few years ago. He's obviously very experienced in these big games, and he's probably one of Hearts' catalysts in terms of the way they play. So I think if guys like him turned up again, they'll maybe cause you issues. But I think if we turn up, Jason, I think overall you should be winning at Celtic Park as well. But listen, like today, 1-0 up, you're thinking, right, this could be maybe a wee cagey game. But I think it was really interesting as well, Jason, that the manager actually kept like guys like Jota on the park, Kyogo, because at half time they probably could have been took off. But the fact that they stayed on, it just shows you, mate, the manager knows when it is.
That's why he's in the job he's in, and we're sitting here talking about it on a stream, mate. But I think he knows, but he's never really made the changes like that. I think he knew that he had to make one, and you seen him when the camera went to him at half time. He was like that to Kennedy and telling him to warm up. Also talking about Abada. So he probably knew that in his mind that if it wasn't letting him, he was going to make that change at half time anyway. But I don't think that if he had made 3 and 4 changes, it maybe wouldn't have went the way that it went. Do you know what I mean? Because it would take subs about 10 minutes to get into a game, let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? If you come off the bench, it takes you about 10-15 minutes to get up to speed with it. That's probably why he's been like, I'm not going to make the changes like that, and he's just made the one change, and it was the right change. You can't really fault him. He makes these changes and these substitutions at the right time, and they're very rarely the wrong choice. The only time I would say that Postecoglou got his tactics wrong was his very, very first derby where they beat us 1-0. That was probably the first time and only time. Or maybe Bodo Glimt, but I know. But you know, I'll take the 2 times out of the rest of the times he's been right.
Probably the only one that totally swings in my mind was the Leverkusen game. So I thought Big B Tom was superb that night, and then when he came off, I thought Hanley put on Johnson. There you go, that just shows as well. Games like that, I know Mikey Johnson's doing well on loan, but with guys like Hamid come on, Ayeti, and now look at the bench. you can bring on just about the same quality of guys and have confidence that they're going to come on and do a job. So, and that's another wee comment as well from Mappy. Goal difference increased, no injuries, and 5 different scorers. Couldn't be better. Totally agree. I think the only thing you could say can be better, Jason, would be a clean sheet, but I think that maybe just been a bit greedy.
Aye, well, you always want a clean sheet, but listen, I'm not going to sit here and moan about going to a very, very difficult place that we've been beat at this year and winning 5-1. When at half time we were in that chat and we're all like that, we maybe drop points the other day because of how bad we were playing. So, aye, 3 points, goal difference up, no injuries. You take that into Hearts and you just keep the momentum going.
I think that's what it is, mate. I definitely agree that in terms of momentum, that's actually a wee comment from Patrick, obviously talking about the fitnesses. Sorry, that's Anthony's comment. Patrick, there's a massive difference from last year. We were on the arses after 60 minutes last season at this point, and we were all wanting Hatate rested. That's quite a good point, Jason, because the end of last season, when about this time, I think Hatate maybe just peaked a bit early, maybe a bit burnt out. But the fitness of the squad, mate, this season, I think it's testament to the medical team and the fitness coaches, etc., to get the guys prepped and get them working hard, because by all accounts, what we've heard, every training session's intense and it's totally like the guys are knackered after it. So it just shows you, mate, that I know players might only train for maybe 2 hours a day or etc., but whatever they're doing on the training field in terms of their drills and fitness work, in terms of obviously the nutrition off the field, they're obviously very, very professional, mate, because the fitness it's one of the best I've seen at Celtic anyway, and my team been a fan.
I've never seen us so fit. We don't look as if they ever tire, and I would agree with that. That last year, probably 6 minutes, you had that, that says we've peaked here, but they seem as if they always seem to they can just keep going. They can keep going, and even though people say they only train for 2 hours a day, but they probably do a lot of work in the gym as well. Do you know what I mean? Because I would imagine that he'll have them on strict diets and all that as well. But there's certain things that they can eat, and if you want to be successful and you want to win and do it the way that he's doing it and the win that he's winning, then that's the way it needs to be. If you want to go to the very top and be winning trophies at a club like Celtic, then that's the way that you need to do it. And the proof's on the pudding with that. Do you know what I mean? But I've never seen a team so fit. I've never seen a Celtic team so fit. Rodgers had them fit. Rodgers had them fit. Dyer had them fit. But that's just wild, man, how fit they are.
Because obviously talking about Dyer, they were fit to a certain degree, because obviously with Scott Brown, because obviously we realised that, and Dyer, the last few months of the season, we were not doing very well. His in terms of performances, we were after 60 minutes, we were blowing out, and Scott Brown did say that. He said if we didn't really win the game after 60 minutes, we were quite struggling for fitness. We were kind of concerned that we might lose games, because obviously I think he was high on high fat diets, and he says, look, we respected the manager, we followed what he wanted, but I think they all knew that it wasn't for them, because everybody's got different bodies. Some guys need more food, some guys need more of this, proteins. Football's changed now dramatically in terms of sports science, and most guys now have all got a programme probably to suit them. But I agree with Patrick as well. We used to be a bit concerned if we went 3-0 up after 55 minutes last season. A few games, I would say, Patrick, I think the game for me that stands out was obviously the game against the other team, the other mob, in the semi-final, when we'd done very well, and obviously they played Europe a few days before it, and we looked the team that played Europe, we were just flat out to the end, and I think that was what, personally, Jason, I think that's what made us lose that game. But nowadays, this season, you wouldn't lose anything on fitness now, because for me, you're not really worried. Obviously, we were having a bit of chat today. We're not playing well. Hopefully, it doesn't continue in the second half. But we're maybe a bit. I don't know if we're going to come back here. But you never really doubt the team, because you kind of expect them to go and do something in the second half. But just the way the first half was, you're thinking, oh, right, we need to dramatically improve the second half. Are we going to do it again? And we're going to show everybody that, listen, we are really, really this good. And I think it's maybe I don't know what Anne says at halftime. I don't think the manager maybe needs to really say stuff sometimes, Jason, because I think they know themselves the first half wasn't very good. But obviously, some fans on Twitter were saying maybe get guys off and change it a bit. But I don't think we were absolutely worried that we weren't going to come back and get anything, because you just can't question this teammate. And like Ange always says, and I know people might find that a bit cringy, but the motto is we don't stop.
No, we don't stop. And I think we proved that, and I do agree with that. But with the Scottish Cup game last year, I think that was how we lost it, was down to fitness. I think that Ange probably gave him something to gauge it on. That this to improve how fit to get the fitness up, because I don't believe that. I believe if that game had to happen now, that it wouldn't be an issue. The fitness would be fitter.
I think the fitness is massive, and I totally agree with Patrick Stacey as well. He's not talking about fitness, but he says, is Cal Mack the best football and playing captains we've had since McStay? Well, I'm being honest, Patty, I didn't really see Paul McStay play. I'm only 29, so I can't really say I've seen Paul McStay. I've obviously seen highlights, I've seen games on YouTube, etc. and stuff. I've seen some of his games, but for me, he's probably, again, for me, he's probably the best player in Scotland, in my opinion, McGregor. I think all round, Hatate's getting there up to that, but for me, McGregor's outstanding in terms of his football ability. I think he doesn't get noticed as much, Jason, because he does it effortlessly, because he does it every week, and he's not a standout anymore because you just expect it now. But sometimes when guys like Hatate show up, you're thinking, wow, this guy's different class, because maybe the odd game he might dip down, but McGregor for me is just Mr. Consistent. I don't know what you think of what Patrick says here, but I think that's quite a good shout.
Again, I don't remember McStay playing, mate, so I can't comment. But I've seen a lot of good captains, midfield and captains. You know, Scott Brown was very good. You know, Lambert was good and all. But Callum McGregor, he's grew into that role so well. He's really, really matured as a footballer, and he is the best. And for me, he is the best player, and he's the best player in the league without a shadow of a doubt, mate. I don't even think it's up for debate, to be honest with you. If anybody tells you differently, then they need to go and speak to their doctor immediately. But aye, you know, Paul McStay.
I think what you mean is they need to take some of them.
Aye.
That's a wee comment for JP. He says, is Jason lying down tonight, and then he's getting set for his OnlyFans at 11 o'clock.
the vegans here and all. We've got a wee the vegans here and all. So
we've got a superstar on the pod.
We've got a superstar on the pod.
But overall, mate, what was your feelings from today's game, and obviously leading on to the game on Wednesday?
I think the day we won the first half, changed it. Half time, made the right subs, and we proved what we're all about today. With the bit between our teeth, we were rampant. Once we get going, and I think going into Wednesday, it'll be much more of the same. I think you'll make the changes, but I think the players that will come in will be very, very capable, and I think we'll take another 3 points.
Last week comment from Plunge. He says, you seem to be 29 for ages, Ryan. When are you 30? October, Plunge, so you can get my 30th present wrapped up for then, mate. But again, I agree with you, Jason, in terms of the 3 points on Wednesday. You'd expect Celtic 3 points at Celtic Park, no matter who we play against now, even the other team across the water. So it's they're just expecting Celtic to win now. Again, you've not got, as I've always said every podcast now, mate, you've needed to right to win football games. But when you're as good as we are, and when we go rampant, you do expect us to win, because you're confident in your team, and we've seen this about every week, mate. If we do underperform, then in the first half, you can expect the second half to get back in it like we did today. So I'm agreeing with you, mate, that again, second half is very good in terms of getting the win. Don't think we come out a second year again, but I don't think we need to sometimes, Jason. But the first half, I think, I don't think we're talking out of turn. I do think they do need a wee bit of, no reality check, but just a wee bit of criticism that sometimes you can play poor and sometimes you will get a wee bit of tearing off, should I say, for the fans. You're going to get a wee bit of drip on social media and stuff like that. And then obviously the second half to come out and basically prove you wrong, and you need to delete some of your tweets you've put on before. But that's just the way football is, mate. But if you please liking the content, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Celtic Unrestricted View. Click the wee red bell, the wee red subscribe button on the YouTube. If you don't know how to make an account, just go to a Google account and create it, and you'll be able to get into YouTube and make a wee account and subscribe. Me and Jason are on Twitter. We're on every platform, basically, social media platform. You can get us on there. And we're also on TikTok for some jazzy videos and some content on there. Myself and JP have access to the community section on the YouTube. So we'll keep you updated in terms of guests or any podcast or any information regarding the podcast. Also, I think we've actually spoken about before on the podcast. The Celtic Foundation, they've got a night on the 6th of May. I think it's the 6th of May at the Crown Plaza. It's all about Seville, the Seville Way, I think it's called, something like that. It's all to do with Seville, and there's a big event there. I think it's £65 a ticket. The early bird tickets are missing now, so and it's a table of 10 for £650. Again, you'll get the Celtic Foundation, the FC Supporters Foundation, on Twitter, Facebook, etc. If you want to give him a wee look and a wee ad and a wee share, that'd be absolutely amazing. But yeah, Jason, it's good to have you on again, mate. Good to chat. It's Baltic, it's -9, and hopefully that continues on Wednesday, mate. But apart from that, mate, enjoy the hat, mate. Take care and hail, hail.
Hail, hail. See you later on. Cheers.
You look as if you have just come straight away for the Green Brigade.
Aye, with a meeting at 6:30, mate.
A big milestone for the captain as well. Considering obviously where we were a wee while ago, didn't know who the captain was going to be. A few, including myself, wasn't sure about McGregor. I was kind of saying Julian and all that, and you weren't really sure who was going to come in as manager to start off with, and then who would be the captain. Obviously, because let's be fair, anybody who follows Scott Brown, it's always going to be a hard task to follow the way he was as a person, as a player, and as a captain. Not